Hi guys, welcome to the channel. Thank you for joining me and thank you for your continued support. Right, so there was a question raised in the House of Commons, or on the official way they raise these questions. I'm not quite sure how they do it, but there's an official way that they raise questions. It appears on the internet, so you can search these things. And this particular question came from a Liberal Democrat MP to Sir Stephen Timms. Now, we all know what he's been up to lately, basically saying, and this is not related to this video, basically he said in a previous response that he felt that if people were losing their benefit money, that could be substituted for minor adjustments or something like that, like extra support or things like this could be used, or things like particular types of equipment could be used instead of having the money, which is absolutely ridiculous, because everyone knows that it's not, the money that you get for PIP, the money you get for universal credit, is there for you to live on. And PIP is there to help you make adjustments, yes, but it doesn't mean you don't need to have that money to allow you to do other adjustments, to allow you to get around, to allow you to have certain services in your house if you need them. It's a very complicated situation, and you can't just make minor adjustments to someone's life and take away a bunch of money, and instead you can't do that. It just doesn't work like that. But anyway, so Sir Stephen Timms has been in a bit of hot water lately, and he's answered this particular question about people with long-term conditions. So I'm going to take you over to the government website where they show you these things, and we'll go through the question and answer together. Let's take a look. So here we are. It's a personal independence payment chronic illnesses. Now, this was raised by Ian Room, who is a Liberal Democrat MP, and he asked this question to ask the Secretary of State for Work and Pensions what changes her department plans to make to personal independence payment reassessments for claimants suffering from longer-term degenerative conditions. Now, Sir Stephen Timms answered the question, and this was his reply. He posted it yesterday. He said, award reviews are an important feature of personal independence payment to ensure people receive the correct level of benefit, both for those whose needs will increase and those whose needs may decrease. People who receive the highest level of PIP and those whose needs will not improve receive a PIP award for a continuous period with a light touch review at the 10-year point. In the Green Paper, Pathways to Work, Reforming Benefits and Support to Get Britain Working, that's a long name, isn't it? Published on the 18th of March, we outline plans to consider changes to improve the experience for people who receive these ongoing awards in PIP. These include improving the information we provide when we write to people about ongoing awards, what support is offered between light touch reviews, and reviewing the length of time between light touch reviews. So it's this last part which interests me, where he says these include improving the information we provide when we write to people about ongoing PIP awards, what support is offered between light touch reviews. If you have got a light touch review, or even if you haven't, if you were awarded, say, 5 years or however many years it was, would you want the DWP to keep contacting you about what support you might need in between your awards? Would you want them to keep getting in contact with you and saying, is everything okay? Has anything changed? Do you need anything? Would you want that, or would you want them to just say, right, you've got a 10-year light touch award, we'll see you in 10 years, unless of course you need us, in which case you can get in touch with us. I would say a lot of people would prefer to just get in touch with DWP if they needed it through the UC Universal Credit log, or whatever it might be, that kind of thing, the journal. I'm sure a lot of people would rather just do that, contact them when they need it, rather than keep being contacted. But it says ongoing PIP award decisions, what support is offered between light touch reviews, and review the length of time between light touch reviews. Now, I'm not quite sure what that means. Offered between light touch reviews, so what support they offer in between? So does that mean, because I don't know whether with light touch reviews whether you get contacted or not. I think you just get done through a quick paper review without an assessment, as far as I'm aware, and reviewing the length of time between light touch reviews. So whether that means talking about how long each review is going to be, how long, if you're going to continue getting light touch reviews, I'm not sure. but it sounds to me as though they're not going to just leave you alone. They're going to keep on talking to you, or you know, maybe not all the time, but maybe once a year or something, they might get in touch with you and say how you're doing, or you know, they might be saying, "Oh, have you still got these long-term conditions," and stuff like that, which really isn't going to help people, because what you want really is to know that you are okay for those 10 years and that you haven't got to worry, you haven't got to provide anything, you haven't got to say anything, you can just get on with your life. So that's an interesting little situation there. Let me know down in the comment section what you think, what you make of this reply, because I'd be interested to hear what you think about it. It's very very interesting, because I know they did say about increasing the number of times they would contact people on Universal Credit to see how they are, like, you know, to check in, if you like, which we all know what that really means. So I'm wondering if they're going to think about doing something like that for the light touch as well. Let me know down in the comment section what you think. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this. Please don't forget to subscribe if you need, if you want to keep up to date with the latest news and stuff like that. And I will see you next time.